What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Faith Builds Community. In today's video, we'll be finishing Matthew chapter 8. This is part 2, and let's dive right into it.
Part 2 starts with verses 23. It says, "Now when he got into a boat, his disciples followed him. And suddenly a great tempest arose on the sea, so that the boat was covered with the waves, but he was asleep. Then his disciples came to him and awoke him, saying, 'Lord, save us, we are perishing.' But he said to them, 'Why are you fearful, O you of little faith?' Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. So the men marveled, saying, 'Who can this be that even the winds and the sea obey him?'" So this part is about his disciples are following him, but they don't fully trust him. They followed him on his journey onto the sea, and the boat was covered with the waves, but Jesus was asleep. He had no worries, even with the boat rocking and what seemed like it was going to be a rough ride. But his disciples came to wake him up, and they said, "Save us, we are perishing." And then he says, "Why are you fearful, O you of little faith?" This part, he's saying, why are you scared? Like something bad is really gonna happen. Like, don't you trust me? And so he shows them once again he rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. And the men marveled, saying, "Who can this be that even the winds and the sea obey him?" So this part is like, they already seen the miracles that he could perform, and so that's why they decided to follow him. But once their life was in danger, for just a quick second, they questioned him, "Help us, we're about to die." And he gave them more assurance that it's okay, and then he calmed the storm.
To continue Matthew scripture 8, verses 28 through 34 says, When he had come to the other side, to the country of the Gergesens, there met him 2 demon-possessed men, coming out of the tombs, exceedingly fierce, so that no one could pass that way. And suddenly they cried out, saying, "What have we to do with you, Jesus, you Son of God? Have you come here to torment us before the time?" Now, a good way off from them, there was a herd of many swine feeding. So the demons begged him, saying, "If you cast us out, permit us to go away into the herd of swine." And he said to them, "Go." When they had came out, they went into the herd of swine, and suddenly the whole herd of swine ran violently down the steep place into the sea, and perished in the water. Then those who kept them fled, and they went away into the city and told everything, including what had happened to the demon-possessed men. And behold, the whole city came out to meet Jesus, and when they saw him, they begged him to depart from their region. What these verses are trying to explain is that when Jesus had ran into the demons, they acknowledged him instantly because they knew who he was and the power that he had. They begged because they no longer wanted to be trapped. They would rather have been animals and to be freed. And he granted them the opportunity to become animals. But what had happened was, as soon as he granted them the opportunity, obviously, like I said, some of them died, and then the ones that were kept, they were back then captured, and the people who captured them ran to the city and ended up telling the city what Jesus had done to the demons and had done to their animals. So, long story short, it left a bad taste into the people it left a bad taste in the people that live in the city's mouths, and they already heard about the miracles that Jesus was causing people. They heard about it and they were praising it. But once they were actually, once the miracles were actually happening to them or to their city, they no longer wanted it because it was messing up the comfort of how comfortable they were. They wanted life to be so regular to the point where if something came in and messed up that regular life that they're living, they no longer wanted it. So they wanted Jesus to leave the city, and they didn't want Jesus' miracles because they took it as a sign of disruption. The animals just now went into the sea, so now they have no money, and they seen that he could cast demons out of whatever situation they're in, or he can he can make anything a miracle, or like he can help out any situation. So they had grown fear from that situation, and they just didn't want to be or do something that was uncomfortable to them, so they didn't want to change. So it showed that this just showed that the demons honestly had more, the demons were more like allowing of Jesus than the humans. The humans weren't accepting, but the demons, as soon as they saw him, they knew that he was a man that was able to change anything, and that, even the demons bowed down to him in a sense. So that's what I got from this.
Matthew scripture 8 shows us how Jesus has authority over everything. But the real question is, when life gets hard, do you actually trust him? Next week, we'll be going over Matthew scripture 9.
Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you next week. Bye.